I got to do a TED Talk. I write software. This is insane. So, at Digital Domain, where I work, over the last, I don't know, about 15 years, we've been working on putting digital humans and digital characters into film. And, you know, it really came to fore in Benjamin Button. And over the years, we've been working on new ways of building realistic characters in film that you really couldn't tell were digital, or at least you're like, whatever. And we've gotten pretty good at it, right? We've gotten a whole new pipeline on how to do this that finally culminated with Thanos and Avengers. In that, we have changed the way we do character animation. We said, let's take the old ways and throw them out, and let's drive this character animation with the actual performance of the actor. And then, we sort of said, well, hold on, could we do this in real time? And last year, we started showing off some of this stuff. I showed a little bit here and a little bit there at Siggрафа, and it caught some notice. And 3.5 weeks before the TED conference, we got this email. It was just a little email. It said, by the way, would you like to do a TED Talk at the TED conference? And by the way, we really, really insist on a live demo, which we had never, ever done outside of our company. So, of course, you can't say no to TED. You only get invited to TED once. And so we had to do a TED Talk. But we knew we had two cool things that are holding us up. First, this new machine learning framework that takes my image and transfers it onto the digital character. And then second, Unreal. Unreal's platform. We have been relying on that to do all our rendering and everything in real time. So what does it take actually to make somebody look real? Well, detail, right? We have, first of all, a brand new deformation system that uses machine learning to take all the details of how I move my face, all the wrinkles, all the everything that gets in there, and we slotted that right into Unreal. And we're pretty proud of this. We have this machine learning framework that just feeds Unreal with all this extra data. But it's not just that. Look at all the hair. All this hair is individual geometry. There's not a card in here. And there are new ways of doing skin. Remember, we're driving this character in a brand new way. So we've got normal and bump maps with animated normals, all sorts of cool stuff. And not only that, everything in this character is animated. There's nothing really static about anything about this. Even the eyebrows and the hairs on my face needed to stick with the skin. But the skin was being driven by machine learning, so we had to have more machine learning to figure out where the eyebrows and the eyelashes were. And we even went as crazy as blood flow. We measured how my face, when my expressions change, how the blood in my face changes. And you can really see it when I scrunch my nose. The white parts of my face come out and the blood drains away. So we have multiple textures that we basically figured out the most important parts of blood flow, and you can see the weighting changes, and this was all learned from my actual face. This is pretty cool. This is really neat. But then we have to render it. And so look at this. We've got the camera right up in my face, and you can see all the detail, all the everything in there. But check it out, this is Unreal, the latest NVIDIA graphics cards, right? And so we're taking in full advantage of all this. We've got depth of field, we've got motion blur, and it gives it such a cinematic, realistic quality. If you are up against somebody's face like this, of course nothing's going to be in focus. You're focused in on that one spot, so you get this nice depth of field out of there. And all of this stuff was running at over 60 frames a second. It had to run at over 60 frames a second. First of all, that's how fast we're capturing my face. We've got a machine vision camera that's just pointed at my face, and we have to keep up with the camera. But also, it's really important, because if we don't, the face just doesn't look smooth enough. It really has to have that kind of performance. So these big graphics cards that we're using and the Unreal platform are really enabling this kind of quality. Now, what kind of quality are I mean, you're looking at this. When I showed this to Ted, they were flabbergasted, but this is Siggрафа. And so you're looking at this, you're seeing flaws and stuff like that, and yeah, that's okay. We see them all the time. But I just wanted to show you this. This is hot off the presses. We are constantly doing more look dev with DigiDug. And here you can see V-Ray DigiDug, and here's Unreal DigiDug. And this is not a knock on V-Ray. V-Ray is our gold standard. You know, this is a production quality, the renderer that we use on all our films. V-Ray is awesome. But that is running at 60 frames a second. And you start looking at that and going, holy smokes, how have things changed? And all of a sudden you start thinking about, man, if you look at that and you look at my face, it's pretty close. Now, you may be wondering, why aren't I driving DigiDug right now? Well, first of all, DigiDug requires a lot of stuff. I have to wear a motion capture suit, and I've got a helmet camera, and I've got a computer like crazy. And all of those things are over at the convention center because we're showing this off at Real Time Live tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we're going to be doing one of the presentations at Real Time Live, along with some other stuff from Unreal. So definitely check it out. We're going to be showing more stuff. If you see the TED Talk, it's not going to be the TED Talk. There'll be some similarities, but it's not going to be the TED Talk. And if you haven't seen the TED Talk, go watch the TED Talk. Get my views up. And that's it. There you go. Go to Real Time Live. It'll be fast. Thank you.